I'm sitting alongside Hannah Hansen right now, who is the candidate for Vice President of Student Experience for SGA. How are you feeling today, Hannah?
I'm feeling really confident, yeah.
That's good. Now, when did you first get involved with SGA?
Last year, I got specially elected for the junior class senator. And then, so I have been involved ever since. So currently I am a senior senator. So next year I will be elected and I will still be in the senior class.
Yep. Now, what are some of the things that you've done well on SGA?
So last year I started off with an initiative to try to get a monument recognizing the Quinnipiac tribe on campus. And so then after that, that was kind of like a whole year initiative. I also tried to get open lab hours for anatomy students on campus. So those were kind of, because of COVID, they kind of got cut short. And then this year I worked with administration to get better communication with the COVID guidelines and the testing. And that kind of got passed through, and because of the weekly emails that we get this semester, that was kind of my idea. And then this semester I worked with the senior experience class, and we worked to do an event for the senior class to do a photo hunt, which is happening next week. So,
yeah. Now, as Vice President of Student Experience, your job and your role will be making sure that, the students feel welcome and accepted and things like that on campus. What are some ways and some things that you're going to do to ensure that that happens?
So with the student experience role, I want to work with organizations and make sure that they feel welcomed and they have all they need, and make sure that they are accounted for, but also with like the inclusion and diversity role that's also going to be put in place. I worked with the MSLC this past week, and I want to build equity with the school and work with administration as well to to make sure that they're accounted for and kind of work on accountability. So I want to make sure that administration is kind of accounted for with faculty and staff, and also kind of work on raising the retention rate with first years, especially with first years students of color, and make sure that they're accounted for and kind of figure out why they're leaving, because it's kind of low for the students of color. So I want to make sure that we kind of figure out why they're leaving, and kind of make sure that they stay and kind of make sure that they feel welcome, and kind of work on making sure that campus is inclusive for everyone, and make sure that everyone feels welcome, and make sure that campus is make it more of a community again, that we kind of advertise to everyone, make sure that's true, and I just want to listen and advocate for everyone.
Yeah. Now, if elected, you would be on an e-board with all Caucasian students. How would you, still serve the students of color and of the minority? How would you still serve them?
That's a great question. I think it's definitely tough with an all-Caucasian e-board to kind of advocate for students of color, but I think by listening and making sure that their needs are met, I think it's a great way to make sure that their needs are met. And I want to work with MSLC, I want to work with all of the multicultural orgs and make sure that their needs are met and that they're being listened to. And by doing this, I want to work on doing open forums at least once or twice a week, or at least every other week, to make sure that they are being listened to, that they can come and kind of air their feelings and air their worrisomes about Quinnipiac and the campus. And I also want to go to MSLCG boards and kind of make sure that they're being listened to. And I know they're a big part of why this role was created. So I want to make sure that they are being advocated for and make sure that their expectations of this role are being met.
What sets you apart from your other candidate?
The candidate for this the other candidate is great. Jeremy is great. But I think what sets me apart is that I'm very much willing to listen, and I'm very much willing to change my perspective really quickly. I'm willing to learn really quickly and kind of make sure that I'm changing on a dime, like my perspective and my opinion on things, and I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong really easily. and like admit when I've done something wrong, or kind of when I admit that I'm wrong, which is kind of hard for a lot of people to do. Especially with this past year, I've kind of learned a lot about inclusion and diversity.
Now, how are you campaigning? How can students, find out more about you and things like that?
I'm primarily campaigning through my Instagram, so you can follow it at Hansen83. Through there is primarily where I'm doing it. I'm posting on my story, posting on Instagram. So that's primarily where I'll be doing it. And I'm also going to be walking around campus tomorrow and on Monday. So I'll be kind of walking around campus, making sure I can get students' perspectives and also making sure that they can get to know me.
All right. Now you can watch Hannah and all the other candidates at the debate this Sunday at 7 o'clock p.m.